show, as always, at #GMFB, and we are so excited to be joined by a key member of the league's top-ranked Minnesota Vikings defense. Let's say good morning football to safety Anthony Harris. Hi.
What's up, Anthony?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are we feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Excited to be here.
I'd be excited if I signed a one-year extension with the top defense in the league back in March, which you did. What did that mean to you?
It means a lot. Started my career there in Minnesota. Great organization. The locker room's great. Had a pretty good run last year, so I'm excited to come back another year, prove myself, and just be part of that locker room.
Anthony, you were going back to the draft in 2015. You were one of those guys that didn't hear the name call. You were undrafted. The draft is coming up in a couple weeks. Talk to us about the kind of what kind of motivation did that give you not hearing your name call, and then what kind of advice would you give to some of the young guys that may not hear their name called in this draft?
Yeah, just try to go in with a clear mind, clear head. Spend it with who you're going to spend it with, whether it's your family, friends. But don't try to stress over it too much. You know, just kind of sit back, see how things play out, and then whether you get your name called or not, just flip on that mindset of you got to go in and prove yourself. If, you know, if you're a top-round guy, got to come in and show why you're a top-round guy. If you didn't get your name called, you got to come in and show, hey, I belong in this league. So for me, that was motivating to come in and show guys, you know, that I belong in this NFL.
And here you are getting extended, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let me ask the table, guys, how much do we like Mike Zimmer?
Oh, yeah.
Mike Zimmer is one of our favorite people in the world. He's your head coach, obviously. We see little glimpses of him at his press conferences. He's funny. He's himself. Tell us something that we don't know, or maybe the world doesn't know about Mike Zimmer.
Zim, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. We get a lot of concerts coming through Minneapolis. He doesn't really pay too much attention to them, so there's times when he has the opportunity to pop into a concert and he's not quite sure who's performing. He's like, Coach, you don't know this guy? You don't know that guy? So, you know, he's not big on music, but there's times at practice where he's dancing, having a good time, so he's a good spirit.
This is perfect. This is relatable. Who are some of these acts and bands that Mike Zimmer doesn't know? If you say, are you going to this concert? I never heard him, because that's how I feel sometimes at this table. Who are the acts?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes some of the hip-hop artists, or, you know, maybe some even the pop artists, you know, Luke Bryan, he's like, Luke Bryan, do I know that song? And then he grunts back. He's like, okay, I've heard that one a few times.
He doesn't know Tyler, the Creator? That's not his
Tyler, the Creator is probably not on the top list of people.
But he'll show up at he'll show up at a concert and be like, hey, I'm here?
He'll pop in sometimes, but, you know, majority of the time they're during the season, so he's focused.
He's a big Migos guy. We know that.
Yeah.
Loves Quavo. Anyway, Minnesota Miracle. 6 seconds left. Where are you? Where are you on the field? What's your situation? I mean, do you have any thought in a million years this was going to happen? Take us through your experience on the sidelines for the Minnesota Vikings.
By the way, I was still mad at y'all about that.
Yeah,
That's the same.
I'm sitting there, I'm just taking it all in, and I'm just thinking we're going to find a way to win this game. So, you know, kickoff return goes out. I'm just thinking, you know, that was a big momentum swing. They're going to kick it off. We may even, you know, walk off with a kick return. That didn't happen. So now I'm just thinking we can make a play. I honestly wanted to, like, you know, run a double move. You know, they're protecting the sideline. Let's just take a shot in the middle of the field, see what happens. But it comes down to, you know, the last play. You know, I see the ball he's thrown. It seems like it's floating there for a while. Diggs goes up, he catches it, and I see the guy miss the tackle, and I'm thinking, good gosh, go out of bounds. I'm thinking go out of bounds.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm thinking go out of bounds. But, you know, Diggs is a great guy. A lot of ability, puts his hand down. Takes a glimpse over the shoulder. I see him, you know, the one defender that can tackle him trips. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, run. So before he even crosses the goal line, I'm looking for flags. You know,
Right.
I'm just, it's something. I'm like, too good to be true. I'm looking for flags, no flags. Immediately I look for the replay. Did he stay in? Stayed in. And from there, I just couldn't believe it.
Did you get in that pile in the tunnel? Where were you?
I did not. I totally stood there on the sideline and just total shock, total awe. Yeah. I got a couple photos off the TV.
I was on air when that play happened, and I walked off the set. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I didn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
What was the locker room like after that win?
Total chaos. I know myself, I was in the locker room before they, you know, took the knee. You know, we're in the locker room, we're celebrating, everybody's ecstatic. And, you know, hear a few people say, you know, we still have one play to run. Right. You know, so that was that type of experience. A couple guys had to go back out and do that, but there were quite a few guys who missed that. So, you know, I went and found Terrence Newman, a veteran guy, and just kind of had a moment with him. Yeah. You know, he's been a big part of the team, great leader. And for him to accomplish something like that, you know, being able to move on. So that was a great moment.
Now you have a new quarterback.
Yeah.
very expensive new quarterback. Have you had a chance to meet Kirk Cousins, and what are your impressions as a team that went all the way to the NFC Championship game with one guy, and now we're getting another?
Yeah, I'm excited. From what I've seen, he's a great guy, great player, can make a lot of plays for us. And this team has adopted a culture of, whoever steps in, they're expected and they do well. And the whole team supports him. So, he's going to be a new guy in the locker room under the center. But everybody's excited. We're excited to have him. And we just look forward to what's to come.
You're going to hear a whole lot of, you like that? You like that?
I hope so.
A whole lot of, ooh.
Do you ever do cryotherapy?
So I have done, sorry. I've never done cryotherapy before.
Yeah.
But I know you opened up your own cryotherapy center in Richmond, Virginia. Tell us a little bit about cryotherapy and why it's so important to you.
It started off important to me, just part of my regimen for off-season training. Working out, getting in there, making sure my body's recovering. And once I'm going in, seeing the different services that they provide, I think this is something I want to get into. So there we provide the full body machine. You can hop in a few minutes, helps with recovery. We have a localizer where we can focus on, particular spots. If you have a knee or elbow, we can focus on that, as well as we have the Normatec systems where we can flush out the leg system. But there's a number of people who come in, from athletes, CrossFit, cyclists, from your most active person to someone who may have a knee problem. We had a lady who come in who actually had diabetes. And, she said that she felt that the circulation from getting in the machine really helped with that.
I hate being cold. You guys know that better than anybody. I
Yeah.
love cryotherapy.
Really?
I've done it. I'm not an athlete. It gives you a jolt, and it's awesome. Everybody should do it. It's
How long are you inside the...
It's about 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah,
enough for like a song. You
Yeah.
put a song on it, and you're like,
It's one
oh
song.
my God, I'm going to die. And then
You
go.
might not believe this, but we could have actually used some cryotherapy around this set recently. You are the hard-hitting safety. You got to take on that tight end. You got to take on that running back. We are the hard-hitting morning crew over here, and I mean that physically. We've had some lumber getting laid recently. We're hitting each other. We're tackling each other. It's kind of an odd thing we fell into, but we thought we would show you some of these hits.
Yeah.
And then with your expertise, break them down, grade them however you feel. What do we got, Reggie?
We got, a couple weeks ago,
Yep.
we were in Mount Laurel, New
NFL
Jersey.
films.
Yeah.
And it was a huge snowstorm. We got stuck in Mount Laurel, New Jersey.
Here we go.
And we reenacted the famous play from the Raiders,
This is a cryotherapy
Patriots.
And by we mean them. Reggie
By
and I
we,
were
we
in
mean
sound.
Tuck
Peter
rule.
and Kyle went out there. The tuck rule. What do you think about this hit? What do you think about this play right here?
Hamilton goes down too.
Looks good. Looks good.
Watch him off the edge.
It's Charles Woodson.
Do you think this was a great reenactment?
Off the edge, dips the shoulder, comes in, swipes for the ball, securing the tackle.
Give me a letter grade.
That's an A right there.
My
All
man!
right, next up,
A for Anthony.
our man Nate Burleson was here, and while Kyle wasn't looking, cheap shot, Nate comes in and lays him out.
This was hostile.
Dirty shot, but let her go. What do you think?
Clean, secure tackle, If that was a ball, he didn't go for it, but, he wrapped him up, took him down securely.
It's a complicated world you're living in as a safety now.
Anthony, do you feel sorry for me a little bit that I have to, this is all happening while we're in the middle of a show?
It looks like you're trying to focus, but it looks like you're enjoying it.
I did
Free
enjoy it.
entertainment.
I really enjoyed Mr. Brandt getting his revenge on Nate a little bit later in that show, coming in with a sneak attack that I sort of had a hand in and feel bad about.
Laid him out, dude. Laid him out.
What do you think? Cheap shot?
Laid him out.
Is it a dirty hit?
Sometimes you don't see him coming. We got blindside tackle.
But I'm saying Nate's still down. Haven't seen much of Nate on the show since that happened. I
And
noticed.
then he goes Sean Merriman lights out dance on his face.
Is that too much?
Is it too much?
Yeah, you definitely got excessive.
Sometimes if you make a good play, you got to let them know a little bit. Have fun with it. Have fun.
I'm trying to get extended too, Anthony. You know what I mean? I got to let him know.
Anthony Harris, we look forward to seeing you with the Vikings. Thanks for coming here on a Friday. Up next, Bill Belichick is addressing the media today. We'll have that live for you on NFL Network. I'm sure they'll be asking what he's going to do with all of those